It's Andrew again from MAO Magic, and today we have two parts of the Logitech Case Plus system for the iPhone 5 and the iPhone 5S. This is kind of like a multi-part system. Its build is like the only case you'll ever need. And they do a pretty good job of that, covering a lot of the scenarios that this is going to come in handy. So aside from the actual case, there is the tilt, which is the original Tidy Tilt that launched on Kickstarter a while ago. There is the energy pack, which we have with us today, the drive, which is a car mount system, as well as a wallet that will attach onto the back. So the basic part here is the actual case, and that's what everything kind of attaches to. Most of them attach using magnets. That's why the back of this is metal. So like the drive, the tilt, the wallet, all of those attach using magnets. Then there's the energy, the plus energy pack here, which just attaches using like a clip and the lightning connector on the bottom. So if we look a little bit closer here, we can look at the actual case first, and it's kind of standard case. It's plastic, it's pretty tough. Inside has microfiber, which is always nice. And then the back is a little bit thicker, and it's where it has the metal, which is kind of what makes the system work. Then you have the energy pack here, which is not magnetic. It just goes into the lightning port on the bottom, which is definitely MFI like certified, made for iDevices. Has the button on the back, and then the top has a clip, which clips over the top of the case, which we'll come back to in a little bit, because that caused me a few issues. So we'll go ahead and put this on here, and it's pretty standard as far as cases go. Buttons and stuff line up on the top. It is pretty tight, which can be good or bad. It's good as in there's not going to be a lot of dust getting there, which happens with a lot of those cases, including Apple's leather case. The bad side of that, it's kind of tough to get on and off. When you put it on there, I try to line up the buttons first, because you don't want to not only not scratch anything, which it's plastic so it won't, but I don't want to hurt any of the buttons. So it's a little bit tight and kind of hard to get off. As for the energy pack, it goes on super easy. Slides into the port on the bottom, and there's the button on the back. You hit it, and it charges. So it will not charge until you hit the button on the back. Other than that, it's a little bit thicker than the Mophie, so you can take that into consideration. Here's a standard Mophie pack. It's a little bit harder or wider, most likely because that metal shim kind of that's in there for all the other plus case, except the Case Plus accessories. It has about a 2300 milliamp hours battery, which is literally about the same thing. So you'll get as your normal battery, so you get twice the battery life, basically, out of your phone. Other than that, there's not too much to it. It's a little bit tough, I said, to get out, so it takes you a few minutes. So if you kind of take your cases on and off, I wouldn't recommend this case necessarily, because it really, especially trying to get it out, you know, you hit the buttons a little bit as you're just trying to wiggle it out of its case, which is good for using, bad for removing, I guess you could say. But other than that, it's a fairly good case. As far as just the standard case, it actually adds a little bit of weight though, which was surprising for how kind of minimal it was. You know, that metal case adds a little bit of weight to it. So if you're using it by itself, it's not too thick, but it has more weight to it than I think it would if you're using just the case. But the point is to use all of these things. Now the one downside to all these things is you kind of need multiple at once. If I'm out, I need the wallet and I need the battery pack, and it's kind of unfortunate you can't use them both at once. This battery pack too, when you hold it in your hand, kind of like a talking on the phone position, even a light squeeze you can see will unhook the top of the case, the battery pack at least. Like when you're holding up to your ear, just a light squeeze and that can come off, which it's not like going to just completely disconnect and fall apart or something, but it's something to take into consideration. I wish it would stay on there a little bit better, but it also makes it really easy to get off when you are trying to swap between. That said, I really like this. It sells for the whole system for $199, though it is on back order. Other than that, you can buy them individually if you kind of want to build your system out. This does leave room for expansion as well. That said, make sure you guys throw your questions up in the comments, subscribe for more videos, and I will see you guys all next time.